What's going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to unpack the first event milestone here, actually for the month-long event tied back to the leader. So obviously each and every one of these are going to matter because you'll be collecting significant items that are going to be adding up to this month-long event featuring the leader for this new Cabal team. Having said that, guys, good news and bad news is that this first event, which actually you scroll down on the Marvel Strike Force blog post, known as the Atomic Fallout, is starting on April 2nd. So just a couple of days here. It does look like it's going to be a it's what I like to call trap event because of the fact that, you know, it's there, it's basically fluff, but you need to know exactly what you're looking for in this event because it's meant to dwindle your resources, as there's not really that much meaningful rewards, and you basically just want to get in and get out, you know, get the resources that you need in terms of the monthly item, and there's no really further need to actually you know, participate higher or do better on this event because it's truly more designed so for Krakens and whales that do have some of these better built up characters to add significant points to this milestone. So what am I referring to? I'm going to deep dive this in my table here, but first and foremost, a good summary here is on the blog post, which is there are some leader character shards that we definitely want to be aiming for. There's some diamond orb fragments. Again, it's going to be out of reach, and as well crimson gear out of reach for us, especially being free to play and the general majority. But the main way to score is going to be battling in raids, and you're going to be getting only extra points for hive mind if you have them built up 6 stars and beyond. So most folks likely won't have these characters beyond 6 stars. I think the exception will probably be, you know, obviously Venom and Carnage, because they're going to be adding some notable points here. But as well, they're going to reward Toxic Waste Barrel, which is the monthly item, and the Gamma Rays, all adding to the month-long event. We have actually 10 character shards here of the leader that we're going to be looking to see if we can actually achieve. But yeah, that in essence is the overall event, guys. So here we go. This is the event chart that's listed on the website. Again, keep in mind things can be subject to change on what we see here, but I've done the math already. It does seem to check out in terms of what we can achieve free to play. So again, if you scroll down to the very bottom here, in the bottom left, it gives you a breakdown, and as you can see, you're going to be playing raid battles with hive mind characters. That's going to give you a 9,000 point score limit there. And my apologies, it's actually only Void Knight, Gwenom, and Red Goblin. If you have them beyond 6 stars, you're going to be getting some pretty sizable points, as you can see. So it's not going to be accessible to the majority of folks because most of us are still trying to get our characters up to 5 stars and 6 stars and beyond, right? This is also tied back to campaign energy. So every 1 point of energy campaign being used is going to be worth 2 points, and there's no limit to that, which is nice if you have amassed up a lot of campaign energy. And then finally, each raid battle outside of the bonus from the hive mind is also going to give you another 75 points, which adds up to a limit of 4,500. So a couple of things before I break down my personal math and targets is that you take a look at this, right? Everything in orange is those gamma rays I was talking to about referencing earlier, which is going back to the month-long event. You can see as you work your way top down, there are some pretty decent materials and resources there if you just want to build up your team and roster, but nothing that's significant, right? It's all just going to add up over time, obviously, but the big one here is going to be that milestone 12 here, that Toxic Waste Barrel, as I mentioned earlier. This is going to add a sizable amount of points to the monthly, and that's going to give you more opportunities here to get leader shards. But the one I do definitely think is going to be worth going for is actually the milestone after it. As you can see, milestone 13 at 22,000 is going to also grant you 10 leader shards, and in addition to that, 20,000 extra gamma rays, and that obviously adds to the month-long event. Not sure why it's not highlighted there. They probably just forgot to color it or proofread it for sure. But otherwise, guys, everything after that, this is why I like to call these trap events, because they're just not that helpful, right? We get some TO packs, we get 1 million gold. Yeah, it is what it is. There's some dark promotion credits if you're able to hit it, the 200 there. And then after that, in order to even like touch any of the crimson gear, you have to go to at least milestone, it looks like milestone 19 and milestone 20 here at 72,000 and 90,000 points respectively. And the diamond orb fragments are only on the very bottom. Again, it's a true whale slash kraken stone here. So not really worth it in my honest opinion. There's the 3 million gold as well at milestone 17. But we're going to do some math here and show you that it's really not feasible. So this Atomic Fallout event is only 6 days. So keep that in mind. And again, populated here is just basically a summary, right? If we do campaign energy and we're spending about 620 energy per day, which is, by the way, the standard, right? Without any power cores, it's going to give you close to 7,400 points. Then if you're doing regular raids, just going through the motions, you're going to be getting that 4,500 that I referenced earlier, and using hive mind characters, which is 24 raid battles using all 5 of them. It's going to give you about 9,000 over those 6 days. Quite easy to hit, to be honest, so you don't need to be adjusting your raid settings or anything like that. Participating in either the incursion or the regular Greek raids should be able to get the job done. And you can get a crazy, insane amount of 27,500 here if you have all of your hive mind characters 6 stars to 7, and those 3 that I referenced earlier, the new ones, right? I put 0 here because there's no point. The general majority of us won't have them, so I'm not going to even factor this into my math. And then last but not least, we have the web milestone here that's just tied back exactly to the event energy. That's going to be basically for the event campaign that's going to be coming live, which is very similar to what we're seeing with the anniversary events here. If you're just using the energy, it's going to get you points in addition to incursion campaign energy. So I did the math already on that. It's going to be easy. Just make sure that you're using energy every day. No cores needed. You're going to be able to hit this quite easily, giving us a grand slam total here of 22,940 points. Now, where does that rack up against the other milestones that I've already kind of mentioned? As you can see, milestone 12 is the one that we want to be gunning for, right? The 17,200 for the waste barrel. We're going to easily clear that even without any kind of use of power cores. As you can see, milestone 13 at 22,000 is going to give you the extra 10 leader shards. Just a nice little head start on the unlock here, but as well, as I noted earlier, the extra 20,000 in gamma rays, which helps with the monthly event. So you don't really need to do anything outside of just playing the game and making sure that when you are participating in your raids and making sure you're doing them, you're using the hive mind characters, because you're going to be getting that extra 9,000 limit total. And again, the incursion campaign energy and event energy, that's just going to happen with you playing the game. So the only other one I could bring up is possibly, if you go higher, is the 28,000 points here at milestone 14. It's going to give you an opportunity here for an extra 1 million gold in teal pack, but only if you really feel like those extra cores needed for campaign energy and so forth is worth it for the 1 million gold in teal packs, because it's not game changing by any means, but an extra gold is extra gold, right, at the end of the day, especially if you have power cores to spend. But just keep in mind too, power core is going to be very, very important in the coming weeks here with events and the data mines that we've seen. So this is just not an event that we should be using any resources in, and that's why I like to call it a trap event, because it's meant to be that precursor to trick folks into using the resources when there's going to be much more important events falling down the line here. So hopefully this helps you guys out to understand what your targets are going to be. But obviously for myself, milestone 12 and 13 is always going to be the go-to, because we basically don't need to use any resource in our arsenal. Play the game, you're going to get this, and like I said, you're in and you're out. On to the next one. At least the event's simple enough, but it's a darn shame there's not really anything exciting with this event specifically, and it's just going to be going through the motions. But I'll keep you guys up to date. Anything changes, again, keep in mind, always subject to change. Thank you for your time as always. Let me know anything in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.